Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Round Rock July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond. Watch these legendary AUSL Pro softball players on the Bandits and Volts battle it out, including Sis Bates, Rachel Garcia, Skylar Wallace, Texas-owned Bella Dayton, and many more. To learn more, go to the AUSL.com and get your tickets today. That's the AUSL.com for tickets. Athletes Unlimited Softball, July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. AUSL, this is legendary.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
No more waiting until the morning. Nightcap with Unc and Ocho is our new evening sports talk destination with NFL legend Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, and me, Shannon Sharp. Come hang out with Unc and Ocho as we give out unfiltered tape and instant reaction to the biggest games, biggest moments right after they end.
Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horde. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Hordes. 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso, Atlanta,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a way back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. SEC Media Days continue to roll on in the ATL. Texas gets a 5-star recruit. We will hear from Arch Manning, Michael Taft, Anthony Hill Jr., and, of course, we will hear from the head coach of your Texas Longhorns. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We'll have Billy Lucci of Texags joining us at 7:34. Lance Taylor will be joining us at 8:17 talking Bama and Auburn. Sauce Gardner gets paid, and so did a Texas Longhorn. But I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man and was entertaining all day yesterday on everybody else's radio but ours. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. We got our guy Cam holding it down as the boss of us now, Mark. Cam pretty much does
You're
everything.
not the boss of me.
He's the boss of you, man. He is the boss of you. So you better start listening up. We've been talking about you a little bit. We're going to try to figure it out.
Cam
We're going to
couldn't even exist without me.
Man, I love you, Mark Henry, and I can't
love
believe
you too,
you
man.
are awake right now. Because what time did you end up getting back from Atlanta? Because I believe you had an awful night of travel.
I got delayed from 7 p.m.
7 a.m.
Yeah, he was
a long day. That's a long day.
It felt like it. From 7 p.m., my flight was supposed to leave. Did not happen. Didn't leave Atlanta until 9:30. Ended up getting home at midnight.
Well, I appreciate you staying up with the vampires to come over here to hang out.
I'm going to dedicate the show today to my family. I lost my mother-in-law yesterday. I lost my uncle this morning. Like, it's a tough time, but they would want me to come to work. They would want me to do my job and, carve out the path that they allowed us and that they helped educate us for. And I'm here in honor of them today. So it's going to be a good show.
All right, man. Well, we're sorry to hear that.
And, thoughts and prayers to your family.
Thoughts and prayers, man. If you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest, a story that I never want to hear from Craig Way again.
Please
talking
don't.
about that. I mean, disgusting. But all you got to do is get the keyword and leave it, and we'll get you set up with a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. I already got a text already, and somebody asked if we were going to play the Georgia fight song or the Alabama fight song to start the show because yesterday there was a snafu with the production. Yeah, with the production company, as they decided they thought it would be a good idea to play the Texas A&M hymn over the Texas fight song, and a lot of people obviously blew that up on the internet. But here is Coach Sark as he addressed the media and gave his opening remarks about this upcoming season.
I always ask you this about it being a rite of passage here and signposts and all that other kinds of stuff, meaning that we're inside of 50 days to kickoff. So, is it a different feeling? A lot of folks have asked me, is it a different feeling for Texas this time around going into SEC Media Days?
Well, I think it is a little bit different. First of all, it's great to be here, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I love this time of year, getting ready for the college football season. It's right around the corner. Last year, there was such hoopla. Our first year in the SEC, it was in Dallas. They're handing out cowboy hats. They're doing all the things to the players. And here, it kind of feels a little bit more like we're back to normal. We're in Atlanta. Obviously, this is where the SEC championship game is played, and having earned a trip to that game last year and then coming back to the Peach Bowl, winning that game, and now being back for this kind of feels like second home to some degree, which is a good thing when you're in the Southeastern Conference. Atlanta's got to feel like a second home because there's so many big games that you have to play here if you really want to be successful into January.
What was the takeaway you had coming out of spring ball with the guys who were a big part of what happened last year, and even the young guys who are learning it and now stepping into some of those roles, the vibe that you got from those guys coming out of their individual work, now getting ready for this next push, this next drive?
Yeah, I think spring was a unique one for us because we had so many new faces. We had 22 high school kids, that were enrolled early in school. Jonah was still with the baseball team, so 21, plus another, I believe, 5 or 6 transfers. And so there were so many new faces in spring and so many players on our team that were elevating into a new role. When you have a new quarterback, that's obviously changed there. We had offensive line turnover. We were nicked up at the receiver position. DeAndre Moore was out. Ryan Wingo was down for a significant amount of time. So a bunch of new faces. And so we got a lot of quality work done throughout spring. What I've noticed, and I was talking to the team about this at the end of last week, is how far they've come this summer and the connectivity that they have. You can really feel the leadership growing on this team. You can feel the connectivity amongst the players, the work ethic, the continuity, which is something that you're always striving for as a coach, right? What's the continuity like up front? What's the continuity like with the quarterback and receivers? What's the continuity like in the back end, with the DBs? You got some new faces there, and what's that communication like? And so all those things are very encouraging to me right now. We got a week and a half or so more to go, which is going to be needed. They'll get a little bit of a break, and then we really start to tighten the screws when training camp starts. But that's such the exciting part of everything that we get to do. But I really like this team. I like the leadership. I think we've got a very talented roster, full of good people with great depth on both sides of the ball. I love the fact that our specialists are all seniors. Senior long snapper, senior holder, senior punter, senior kicker, senior kickoff guy. So the idea that we've got experience there, now we got to put it all together. Now we got to pour it all in the pot and start making the stew, and hopefully it tastes good.
Interested to get your thoughts on this. There are always narratives that go into things, and from the commissioner's perspective, all the narratives about the playoff and all the relationship with the Big Ten and yada yada and on and on. With regard to your own team, one of the popular narratives is, hey, this is a really good team, but only the one returning starter on the offensive line. Well, that's a big question mark. And I've continued to say those are always going to be annual questions. But when you have a group like you had that played as many snaps as your O-line did, it's a bit more comforting these days than, say, 5 years ago or so, isn't it?
Well, I'm grateful for those guys that they did play as much as they played. I think one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a coach is you recruit young offensive linemen and then you throw them to the wolves, especially in this conference, because that's when your confidence can start to struggle because you're going against elite defensive players all the time. The fact that we've been able to develop offensive linemen in the lab, as we like to call it, as opposed to having them throwing them on the field, I think is really going to benefit us. Now, DJ Campbell's played a ton of football for us. Cole Hudson's played a ton of football for us. Trevor Gooseby got great experience last year when he got forced into action. But we got some really good young players too that are growing, and we've got guys who have been working. NATO's been working. Brandon Baker's been working. Nate Kibble's been working. Jaden Chapman's been working. Connor Stroh's been working. Nick Brooks. I mean, how fast can this guy come on? He's built like he's been a 10-year NFL vet. So those guys have had the opportunity to grow, but yet they're growing, behind the scenes. And that doesn't mean they're not going to be really good players. We think that we've got a very good chance to be a good offensive line. But that's all got to tie together with Arch at quarterback, and then, Trey and C4 and Jarek and Christian in the backfield. We got new faces at tight ends with Jack Endry showing up, but then there's Spencer Shannon, there's Jordan Washington. We love Amari Winston. We love Nick Townsend. So there's some new faces. But if there's anything I learned at my time with Pete Carroll and Nick Saban and that some of those great teams that they had, we never felt like it was a year where this is a rebuild year. It was more reload because we've recruited the right way. But the key to that is developing your young players when they're in year one and year two in their program, when maybe they're not the frontline starters yet.
I always ask you for a health update to let fans know where guys are in relation to getting ready for the start of workout.
Yeah. The one guy who I think is probably going to be the most limited at the start of camp will be Smith Arogbo, which we knew when we signed him a year ago. And so hopefully we can get him back going kind of in the middle of camp. Everybody else is going to be practicing camp. Some guys may be a little more limited than others. Hey, I would love Cedric Baxter to go out the first day and be ripping and running and all those things, but we got to be smart. This is a long journey. This is a long season that we're about to embark on. And I want to make sure that he can continue to grow and get better and better and better and become the best player that he can be in the second half of this season. So we're going to be mindful of that in training camp. But then there's a few other guys that are maybe not quite that extreme. Derek Williams seems great. It's great to have him back in the secondary. So we feel good about it health-wise. And, see me at the end of the first week of training camp. And hopefully I don't have to say what I said last year, when we were looking for a running back in the portal after 5 practices.
Final thing here, it may not even be the first, but it'll be one of umpteen thousand questions you get about Hardge. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on how you've seen him encompass everything, not just command of the offense and the leader and then being in the locker room, but just the whole concept of he's the guy now for your program.
Yeah, no, this definitely feels like his team, and when you look at our roster, Arch is going into year 3 in our program, and you think about that class of guys with Anthony Hill, Manny Muhammad, Gooseby. There's a lot of guys that have been in that group, and they don't even know any different than playing in a conference championship game and going to the college football playoff and playing in the semifinals. That's all they've seen their first 2 years of college and their experience. But the bulk of our roster, those first year, second year, third year players, that really makes up our roster. There's a few 4th year seniors in there mixed in, and obviously Michael Taft's the great ambassador of that group of guys and what they're about. But this feels like his team. These are his guys. These are the guys that he's been working with in his time here. And I think he's very relatable, which is a key component. Whether it's in the locker room, on the field, when we're traveling, when they're out and about, I think it doesn't matter. All the guys can relate to Arch, and they feel good about, and there's a sense of comfort in having a relationship with him. And that's the key at quarterback, man. I say it all the time. As physically gifted as you need to be at quarterback, as talented, mentally, to knowing your system and knowing your scheme, do you instill belief? And that's the key. Do you instill belief in your teammates? Do you instill belief in the coaching staff? Do you instill belief in the fans? And I think Arch Manning does that for us. And there's going to be some bumps in the road, obviously, but I think he's poised for a great season.
And by the way, somebody asked me about what I thought one of your great traits was, and I used that word relatable to your guys. You always strive for that?
I really do. I try to have a connection with all the guys on a personal basis. Naturally, when you talk to the group of the team, on the regular, that's a little bit of the easier part, but I do get them to try to get to know me. And I think the one thing about this group, maybe as much or more than ever, is these guys reaching out to me directly one-on-one. And I really appreciate that. When you get a text from a Michael Taft last night about today, or Arch or Ant Hill, all these guys about, with the things that we have going on for this. It's just, I love that they have enough comfort level with me that they can reach out directly to me and they don't have to go to their position coach all the time.
Appreciate the time. I'm ready to get this thing going.
Hey, I just want to say one last thing here, Craig. Obviously, thoughts and prayers with everybody in Central Texas. Devastating flooding that has occurred and the impact that it's had on so many families and that and so many communities. Just know the Longhorns are there with y'all, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. And we'll be here in full support as we get everybody through it all.
Okay, appreciate the time. Thanks.
You got it. Thank you.
Get ready, Texas fans. The college football season is almost here, and the countdown to kickoff begins with the SEC Media Days. 1300 The Zone has all your coverage from Atlanta. Hear exclusive interviews with Steve Sarkisian and Texas players.
It is a very deep group, and we're excited about it.
And hear from special guests and college football insiders.
If you talk about the whole team, including head coach, definitely provided the most confidence.
Listen on 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Gear up, music fans. Hyundai is back as a proud partner of the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Join us as our electrifying all-star lineup hits the stage like never before.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
A major accident involving an 18-wheeler on I-35 northbound before Howard Lane. 2 right lanes are blocked off and the left lane is open, but you are scooting by very slowly. You're all tied up starting from Runberg Lane, causing over an hour of backup. Try taking Mopac to avoid these slowdowns this morning. There's also a crash on DeSaw Road at Howard Lane. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CHART to 321321. CHART to 321321. CHART to 321321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, live from the ATL. And I got a special guest with us this morning. This is a guy that when I first got into the business of radio, he was one of the first guys that I got a chance to hang out with in a professional setting, but more importantly in a personal setting. And he is my guy, Lance Taylor. And you can follow him at Lance Taylor, and you can also find him at Lance's Locks. And let me just tell you, he's one of the coolest dudes. He's a huge Dodgers fan. He's a huge Rams fan.
Oh, yeah.
He loves the Rams, but most importantly, he loves college football. So he's joining us today. What's happening, my man?
Man, I think the first time, Hardge, we hung out socially was in Atlanta.
It was.
Yeah. I'll never forget that night. That was a lot of fun. I was dating a different girl at that point.
Yes,
but,
you were.
I think that made the night really entertaining for us. Hey, but I know you're a big baseball guy. You mentioned the Dodgers. What do you think about the 3 swings from 3 different guys to end it? I had National League, by the way, last night.
That's a good play
minus
for
the
you.
132, and then we're up 6-0, and it completely falls apart. But I thought that was so, I don't know, just intriguing to watch how that thing played out last night.
I was all in on it. But here's the funny part. I didn't realize that they were doing that.
I didn't either. I had no idea.
And I wake up this morning because, like you, I'm looking at the score. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, wait a minute. They had to go to a swing off. And, of course, Schwarber, if that guy's at the plate. And for clutchness, 3 in a row.
I felt go to a dance contest.
Well, we don't want to dance, bro.
You said a swing off.
That's not what I meant, Mark. That's not what I meant.
But as a former professional baseball player, I mean, look, I know purists are rolling over in their graves, but I mean, we've revised how we do it anyway. We got a guy starting at second. Why not just have a swing off?
Exactly. I agree with that. And the other part of it is too, you're making it more exciting for the fans.
Absolutely.
Everybody's trying to figure out the next move. And here's the biggest thing. You talked about the purists. Well, they're trying to get the younger generation to get involved, and home runs are what get, the chicks dig the long ball, but when you get a chance to hit a home run to walk it off, basically, that was the fun part about it. So I thought it was really, really cool. But I want to get into this because, last year Texas comes into the SEC and a lot of folks they're not ready. They're not ready. They come in, they get a chance to play for a championship. They get back into the playoffs in the expanded version, the only team to get back into the playoff. And they're a couple plays away from the goal line to going for a national championship. What was your nation over here in the Southeast? What was the conversation about for most of them?
Oh, people were pulling against it. Texas was public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
Because, there is a fair or unfair, there is the perception that this is a pretentious program and they're going to roll in and, they've got the deep pockets and, they're coming into our league, the untouchable SEC. And, halftime in Atlanta against Georgia, Carson Beck goes down and you're like, damn, they're going to win the SEC in year 1.
Yeah.
And, it's still such a successful year 1 in the SEC. But I do believe that you're never going to get SEC fans. If you're a Georgia fan, you're not going to get on board for other teams, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, LSU. But I think they together pull against this Texas program, and especially this year. Like, nobody's talking about Georgia. Nobody's talking about Alabama. Nobody's talking about LSU. Everybody's talking about Texas and Hardge.
Yeah, and that's the interesting part for me is like you said, everybody continues to look at Texas, saw what they've been able to do, but they continue to make major moves. You pull 2 guys out of the state of Georgia to come to the University of Texas as far as recruiting, and they make the announcement as Georgia is talking. Yeah, that was a little,
gotta love that.
You gotta look at that and go crazy. But Mark, go ahead and ask your question, bro.
Lance, I did Hardge alluded to the fact that I did 9 interviews yesterday with 9 different radio channels, and the consensus was from everybody that, Texas had an easy schedule. Like, Texas is not as in control of who they play. They just play the roster, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you look at easy schedules. Look at Missouri's schedule this year.
Right.
Look at Ole Miss's schedule last year. I mean, how does Ole Miss have the second best defense statistically in college football? They had that schedule with a first-round draft pick and a third-year starting quarterback, Jackson Dart, and they can't make a college football playoff.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right, Mark. The schedule's the schedule. And if anybody's got a problem with the schedule, I mean, Texas is going to Columbus this year, right?
Yep.
I mean,
they went to Michigan last year.
Yeah, when
Michigan wasn't the same.
You didn't realize that Michigan, coming off a national championship, was going to have a transition from Hardball to Sharon Moore. But, Texas still scheduling, out of conference, difficult games. And you've got 8 games in the SEC, and you don't set it up who you play.
Yeah, and not only that, you talk about the SEC, and everybody's always talking about the SEC. But when Texas does well, it was like, oh, their schedule wasn't as tough. They didn't get LSU. They didn't get Tennessee. Yeah, they keep swinging it from left to right. And that's just college sports and any sport, to be quite honest with you. We're talking to my guy, Lance Taylor. Make sure you follow him at Lance's Locks because he does have some great picks out there. I will say that. But I wanted to ask you to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let me ask you this, because obviously Alabama's here. Auburn was here yesterday. What is it about that rivalry that has Hugh Freeze on one end, and then you got Kalen DeBoer, who is now in year 2, which I believe is going to be a lot better for him. But now people are looking at him and saying, well, you can't follow Nick Saban.
Well, I mean, it's a difficult thing, and it's funny because we just, right before I came over here to see you, we sat down with Kalen, and we had about a 15-minute interview. And, we were talking about the fact if he ends up being the 3rd best quarterback in Alabama history, he's had a hell of a career.
Yeah, right.
When you follow up Nick Saban and Bear Bryant. I think year 2 is going to be really, really special for Kalen DeBoer. Going into that situation, that's one of the more difficult transitions in the history of college football. When you follow the best to ever do it, it's got to be kind of uncomfortable when Nick Saban's got an office still at Bryant-Denny.
Yeah,
but I think that second year, I think that he feels ownership. I think there's going to be more consistency at the quarterback position. The Jalen Milroe experience was the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I think it's going to be an interesting year for Alabama in year 2. Normally, elite coaches make that big jump in year 2.
And a lot of people believe that he is an elite coach, which is why they went and got him to be the next coach at your Alabama Crimson Tide. As always, Lance, man, I appreciate you. I'm glad that we got a chance to link up. Tell everybody where to find you.
Lanceslog.com, and the next round, you can, download it anywhere you want, but free play every single day, lanceslog.com.
And there's normally some hitting going on that one. As always, thanks, Lance. My man Billy Lucci of Tex Ags follows Lance Taylor. He's coming up next, and we're going to continue to roll on from SEC Media Days right here in Hotlanta on AM 1300. The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Some relief on I-35 northbound. The 18-wheeler accident has cleared before Howard Lane, and speeds are slowly starting to recover in the area. We are starting to slow down, though, over on Mopac southbound from Duval over to Enfield Road. There's also about an 8 to 10-minute out-of-your drive through some congestion on 183 northbound from 130 to 71. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
At Henna Chevrolet, the price we agree on is the exact price you'll pay.
I was at a Chevy dealer recently, found the car I wanted, agreed on a price, and made it all the way to the financing table. Before they mentioned the $2,500 mandatory dealer package they added. Mandatory, as in they refused to remove it. So I left and went to Henna.
For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, come in and together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
The Big Three is back this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Physical and fiercely competitive. Chicago's Montrezl Harrell confronts Dwight Howard in Los Angeles. Then sparks will fly when Glenn Rice Jr. brings his physical game to Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson as Dallas plays Miami. Plus, Detroit and Joe Johnson defend home court, and Houston plays Boston. Basketball the way it's meant to be played. Big Three live on CBS and Vice this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Oh, yay, yay!
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-200-0788. That's 800-200-0788. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now, 800-200-0788. 800-200-0788.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath the bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
National League beat the American League in the first ever swing off in the All-Star game. Phillies' Kyle Schwarber smacked 3 homers in the swing off to lead the National League, was named MVP. At SEC Media Days, Texas quarterback Arch Manning downplayed the hype, saying he hasn't deserved any of this yet. Texas football landed a commitment from 2026 5-star linebacker Tyler Atkinson. I'm Ron Tomas.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent. Thrivent. Planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Who are the 25 greatest football players to grace the gridiron since the year 2000? Introducing NFL Daily's top 25 players of the last 25 years. Join me, Greg Rosenthal, and an all-star cast of media personalities, including Mina Kimes, Steve Weish, Kevin Harlan, and more for a look at football's best since the turn of the century. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal, and listen now.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It was pointed out to me by our guy Lance Taylor that last year Billy followed Lance Taylor as well. So now here is Billy. You look like you got a patch out. Man.
I need to pull that down. Had a rough night in Atlanta last night.
We are joined by the co-owner of Tex Ags, my guy Billy Lucci. And Billy, you know, yesterday started off kind of weird, right, for the Texas Longhorns as they go up to the podium, and there just happened to be playing the Texas A&M song, and people were all over media, and you too as well. You were like, "Wait a minute, that's like a Big 12 move, wasn't it?"
To quote Shaggy, it wasn't me. I mean, everybody.
Oh, you did it.
I saw enough of that on Twitter where I was like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. I thought it was funny. You know, it was a pretty uneventful day, right, guys? Right. And I thought it was funny. And I thought Sark. Well, I would say I thought he handled it well because you either have to make a joke and like be quick with the one-liner, or kind of ignore it. I would like to ask him, or have somebody ask him. I don't know, you know, when you're going on a stage and a podium in front of that many people, you're kind of thinking about what you're going to first say. And he was talking about such a serious, heartbreaking topic with the floods that I thought maybe he was just walking up there kind of in his own and just heard music. How familiar is he with the Aggie War Hymn? Right. He's played A&M one time.
Yep.
He might have literally not noticed it until somebody told him afterwards and just thought it was just kind of background
music,
noise.
Yeah, but he knows that Texas fight song, so he knows that pretty well.
Yeah, he knows by now what they did.
Exactly. So, I wanted to get into this too, because obviously the story yesterday was more about Arch and everything else that was going on and the circus that surrounded him. But I thought he handled himself well. He's been coached up, you can tell, since the day he was born on how to handle the media. But I also thought that, Michael Taft and his story and Anthony Hill and the way he went about everything, I think these guys understood the assignment and they came in and handled their business.
Yeah, I think they probably, from what I've observed since those guys have been there, and I've obviously followed Anthony Hill for since he was a sophomore in high school. He was such an A&M target, and I think those three probably understand every assignment. Is kind of the vibe I got, and I thought they brought a really good group, just to represent. And I think you'll see that, with A&M on Thursday. The coaches put a lot of thought into who to bring, and it's kind of earned on one level, but it's also like, who do you want to represent your program coming in here? And I think that's one of the similarities you see in Sark and Elko is that you're going to have a lot of dudes in the program like that, and less of the type guys that you don't want to bring up here to represent.
Right.
And I was really impressed yesterday with the way those guys carried themselves. Had a fun conversation with Ant where I was telling him I overheard Jimbo conversation years ago with he took a call while I was sitting there from Cedric Baxter, and he was talking about how when Cedric commits, him and Anthony Hill, you guys know iron sharpens iron.
Right.
They're just sharpening it at the wrong place for what Jimbo, so he had a good laugh about that. But no, that's one dude. I'll just say this right now, that it's been fun to watch develop. I think Longhorns would have felt the same way, had he been in maroon and white.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those kids that as you watch him and his story, like you said, you've been following him since his sophomore year, and a lot of people have been trying to keep up with what's going on with him. He seems to get more and more mature every single day. Right. He handles himself as a professional, and he understands that, hey, this is bigger than just what I'm doing.
Yeah,
there's a lot going into it. I do want to talk to you about your Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. As you said, they come in tomorrow, and there's going to be a lot of conversation, obviously, with Mike Elko, but the story of not bringing Marcel Reed here. I'm kind of curious to why the potential starting quarterback, who everybody says will be, is not in attendance for whatever reason.
It's funny because you're like you and I talked about it when we first got here, but you're since then about 15 other people have asked, because it's a hot topic here in Atlanta. Going back to what we kind of just talked about makes it more interesting. So just to start, it is not even though it seems like it's not a thing where every starting quarterback you automatically bring him. And I think, first of all, he's QB1.
Yep.
And really needs to be QB1 all year, not because A&M doesn't have depth. I actually kind of like their depth, but because the Aggies haven't had a quarterback start and finish a season since Kellen Mond. Wow. And before that, it wasn't since Johnny Manziel. So since they've been in the SEC, they've had 2 years of Johnny, 3 years of Kellen, who was an Iron Man. And that's 5 years out of 13. The other 8, their starting quarterback hasn't finished the season healthy. So, number one, Marcel not only needs to be QB1 today as we're talking, but later, when they go take the field in Austin to end the year. The second part of that, I think we kind of did a little poll over here, the TexAgs crew, who we thought Elko would bring a few weeks ago. And I didn't have Marcel in my top 3 just because I knew how Elko picked. I actually thought he'd bring Trey Zune back.
Yep.
He's a captain. It was Zune, York.
He brought York last year. I remember him.
And so I thought Zune, York, maybe Albert Regis, who's he's the exact kind of guy you just want to put up here, and he's earned it the hard way, playing D tackle and kind of not being as highly recruited as a bunch of those 5 stars and earn it. That's what Elko, that's kind of to me his MO. But when you added and Armaje Reed Adams, who by the way, TexAgs intern, proud to say, he does great work. Hopefully he'll do some work for us tomorrow. But Armaje is just like the team personality. Y'all are going to get some great quotes out of him. So I get him. You know, Mark, he's probably a guy that would be a great WWE personality. He's the one that comes out with a steel chair and is banging it in the tunnel.
Yeah.
So I those were my guys, and I had Marcel. I thought would have been fourth, and then there was one other player that I forget who I had fifth, but it might have actually been Will Lee.
Yep.
I think I had Trey Zune, Armage, Regis, and then Will Lee. So yeah, I know what Elko's doing. He's doing the veteran captain types, and he's kind of dangling that from Marcel, like, hey,
get
you want to be
yourself
here
up.
next year,
Yeah.
go out and perform this year.
Yeah, Mark, I know you got a question.
We had a good visit yesterday. One of the things that I want to ask you the most is, what are you excited for, and what do you think that where A&M needs a little bit more seasoning?
Yeah, that's a great question, because that might be the difference if they get that seasoning between 9-3 threatening 10-2 or 8-4 threatening 7-5. I think they're going to be one of many teams on that line. What I'm most excited about is that running game, and I think returning not only your starting 5 linemen, but your top 2 backups that have started a lot of games themselves. You lost Shanahan from Westlake to Penn State, and you lost Cam Dewberry to Alabama, and you let them go because they were probably 8-9. So the O-line, along with Le'Veon Moss, which I think was a killer to the Aggies last year when they lost him against South Carolina, because it put so much pressure on Marcel that Le'Veon can carry the load, and you're adding in Reuben Owens. So Mark, I'm most excited about the run game, and then what I'm concerned, like what I need to see happen for them to have a successful season, is that defense needs to make a massive jump. I'm confident that the secondary is doing that. I feel really good about what I saw in the spring and the new personnel. What I worry about or question until I see it, you're replacing Shamar Stewart, Nick Scorton, and Shamar Turner on that D-line. DJ Hicks has to step up as that former 5-star.
Yeah, they
and
were
then
a
more
highly regarded unit.
Right. And he's played a lot. I watched the LSU game the other night, and I forgot how well he played in that one. But to really narrow it down, it's the pass rush.
Yep.
Who's going to get to the quarterback? Because they didn't do that enough last year, and I thought it really hurt them.
There he is, my man, Billy Lucci. Make sure you get over to TexAgs and find out all the latest. He's got a great rebuttal with everybody. He has some good conversations.
We have fun.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. He's not as bad as y'all keep making him out to be. He's a pretty cool guy.
Thanks, buddy.
You got
I appreciate that.
We'll be back and continue the conversations right here at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, Georgia, on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's
Life's
close
been
enough
good that's
for
right.
Joe.
You know, when I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I have to assume he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Some relief on I-35 northbound. The 18-wheeler accident has cleared before Howard Lane, and speeds are slowly starting to recover in the area. We are starting to slow down, though, over on Mopac southbound from Duval over to Enfield Road. There's also about an 8 to 10 minute out of your drive through some congestion on 183 northbound from 130 to 71. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. Scott and Stacy, the same great folks behind Kangaroo, are the folks who bring you Koala Cooling and plumbing. You ever hear the saying, JB, the dog days of summer? Do you know what it actually means?
It means you can't go outside. You want to stay in your air-conditioned home is how I interpret that.
True, but it actually has history with astrology the ancient Greeks, and the dog star constellation. Hey, that's great. Great to know. But right here on planet Texas, I just know it's hot, right?
Yeah, we hit triple digits in May, and I know we have hit triple digits in September. That's a long stretch. You want to get your home checked out and qualified.
Yeah, you don't want your AC breaking down on the hottest days of the year. So go ahead and get the team from Koala Cooling to come out and take a look. Like JB said, get your AC qualified. Call them today at 512-759-8800.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. A spider! Relax. Just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Coach Sark here. 1300 The Zone is your flagship home for the Texas Longhorns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. Great stuff from Lance Taylor and Billy Ritchie of TexAgs. But right now, we're going to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper October the 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. All you got to do is get over to the AM 1300 Zone on social media and the iHeartRadio app. Tap the red microphone and leave the keyword of the day. It is Brit. Brit is the key word of the day for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. I was fortunate enough yesterday to get a couple of one-on-ones at the top of the hour. Make sure you're locked in because we will hear from the QB1 for the Texas Longhorns, Arch Manning. But right now, I want you to hear my one-on-one with one of the best linebackers in the country, obviously, but one of the best human beings that is out there, in that is Anthony Hill Jr. Welcome back to the morning kickoff on AM 1300 The Zone, the flagship station for the University of Texas, where you can hear all the games with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way. But you can listen to us Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. on AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. But Anthony, I want to get into this conversation. We're sitting with Anthony Hill. You guys have been very special in that defensive room. This might be one of those defenses that everybody's going to be talking about in a later date.
Yeah.
But as of right now, how excited are you to get ready for this football season?
I mean, it's real fun. We have an elite defense. Got guys like Michael Taft, Colin Simmons, Jelani McDonald. We got a lot of guys that we're ready to go out there and execute and ready to go play.
Yeah, I was excited about Manny Muhammad as well. He's one of those guys that when he was coming out of high school, I kept thinking to myself, he's going to be one of those guys that we're going to be talking about at the next level. But one of my favorite guys is from the 250, Jelani McDonald. And I'm excited to see what he is capable of doing because we don't know, because he's so athletic and he's moved around and he's made some adjustments and he's been here, he's been there. What is it about him that makes him so special?
He's so coachable. I mean, he does a lot of different things for the defense. He's been playing in the box a little bit. He plays up top, plays some cover 3 high. So he does a great job of being adjustable and being coachable and can play in a lot of different spots.
Yeah, and another guy that I thought is kind of like yourself. When you came out of high school, I was like, this dude probably can go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Colin Simmons is another one of those guys, and we got the quote. We play it as a drop all the time. They ask him why he switched to number 1. He said, because I am the one. Yeah. And so his mindset is a little bit different. But how special is it knowing that if you look to your right and you look to your left, that you have those types of players?
I mean, it's real relaxing seeing him on the line of scrimmage. It's real relaxing seeing him. We know that's a guy that's going to make plays and take a lot of stress off of everybody in the back end and on the front 7.
Then you got some leadership in the back end when you talk about Michael Taft and what he's been able to bring to this football team coming back for another year. That back end seems to be something that's going to be under control.
Yeah.
How refreshing is that knowing that you can go out there and play free?
Yeah, it feels good. We got guys like Manny coming back for year 3. He's been a guy that's been playing all 3 years. We got young guys like Kobe Black, Gilbo, and Kay Phillips in the corner spot that's all going to be competing and ready to go for a spot. And we have a lot of talent in that back end, so it's going to be real fun to see what they can accomplish throughout the season.
And one of the things that we continue to look at too is obviously on the offensive side of the ball. And I used to host the show with Rob Babers. I've worked with a lot of the guys that went to the University of Texas, and their main saying is iron sharpens iron. So when you're going up against the offense, like the offense that you see every day, it's game speed is ready, right?
It's a lot of different plays and formations that they do that we see on game day. So it's real fun, and we get to compete against guys like Trey Wisner and DeAndre Moore, Ryan Wingo. So it makes the games kind of easier knowing you're going against some of the best competition in the world.
Talk about the growth of Colton Vasek and what you've seen from Ethan Burke. Two guys that they've been waiting. They've been waiting their time, so to speak. They've been putting some impact, but now, as you said, 3 and 4 years into it, it's time to go.
Yeah, both of those guys kind of remind me of each other in the way. They're both physical, imposing guys that use their strength and power to get in the backfield, and they're gonna both have elite seasons just off in different ways.
Yeah, we're talking to Anthony Hill Jr.
Yes,
I need to make sure I say Jr. because got to put respect on Dad's name. That's right. He was named after his daddy, so it's Anthony Hill Jr. And now, Anthony, you are a guy that is considered a veteran.
Yeah.
I know that Derek Johnson spent some time with you guys, and you get a chance to learn from all of those legends that come back. What is one of the things that Derek has kind of helped you out with when you're watching film?
Just learning how to watch film and little stuff technique wise. Like we'll go watch something and then he'll take me to the field and help me clean it up like hands on. So it makes it a lot easier knowing you got a guy that knows what he's doing and willing to go on the field and actually help you correct it.
And that's the one thing about the University of Texas. And I know a lot of schools continue to talk about those guys being able to come back and being a part. They're actually part of it. They moved back to the Austin area because they love the university so much. But as you continue to grow and start your path, what are some of the keystones that you feel like each year you've gotten better with?
I don't know, just my recovery phase and learning how to sleep more, and not going to sleep at 1 a.m. anymore. I was trying to cut it down at 11:30, and just little stuff like that, helps you gain sleep, and just learning how to treat your body, going into saunas, hot tubs, and different stuff to make sure that we're good to go during the season.
Yeah, recovery is something that is important. We got a chance to talk to Coach Becton one day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He said, these boys got to learn how their bodies are what is fueling you. It's fueling you. So you got to make sure that you get that rest.
Yes,
one last thing before we let you go, because I know you got a busy schedule, but I wanted to ask, like, your mindset when you step on the field. I remember the game at Alabama. I saw you make that big play in Alabama. And everybody, that was your welcome to the SEC moment. What is something that has stood out with you that you remember vividly from just for you that you said, oh yeah, I'm here?
I always knew like who I was growing up, so I always knew going into college it wouldn't be really any different for me. I always trusted myself and my instincts, and I just kept it pushing throughout the thing, and I just been striding and just trying to get better every day.
Yeah, we call him Agent Zero number 2 because of what number he wears. But he is Anthony Hill Jr., named after his daddy. So his mama call him Anthony Hill Jr., I'm going to call him Anthony Hill Jr. Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker for the University of Texas on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Mark, I had to do it, bro. I broke up with my license plate.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was boring, basic, and had no personality. And you know I deserve better.
Man, you need to go to myplace.com, bro. They've got custom plates that scream all you.
I'm talking about burnt orange, Longhorns, even Hardge 99.
It's giving your car that championship belt.
Exactly. No more boring plates. I'm committed to myplates.com. Use the promo code DAZONE, all one word.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
If you played pickleball in regular sneakers, you know you can pay the price. They don't cut it. And Todd found this out the hard way. We have this great sponsor, Tyrell. They make the best pickleball shoes. So one day Todd is playing pickleball and he forgot his Tyrell pickleball shoes. Well, you know what happened? He got hurt. He was playing in some fancy different shoes that aren't meant for pickleball, and he learned a lesson. Tyrell has everything you need to keep your feet cool. They're tough. They're lightweight. They're so solid on your feet, and you're going to wear and tear on the court, and they're ready to go. Every detail is built to help you play better. Tyrell pickleball shoes. If you want to play longer, feel better, and stop sliding around in those old sneakers, go to TyrellPickleball.com. You can look like a pro. You can play like a pro. It's Tyrell Pickleball Shoes. You spell it Tyrol. Tyrell Pickleball Shoes, the best pickleball shoes, purpose-built for pickleball.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Round Rock July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond. Watch these legendary AUSL Pro softball players on the Bandits and Bolts battle it out, including Sis Bates, Rachel Garcia, Skylar Wallace, Texas-owned Bella Dayton, and many more. To learn more, go to the AUSL.com and get your tickets today. That's the AUSL.com for tickets. Athletes Unlimited Softball, July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. AUSL, this is legendary.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
You've got an app for music, an app for photos, maybe even one that helps you sleep. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets. Get the free iHeartRadio app, the #1 app for radio.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we got a chance to hear from Coach Sarkisian as day 2 of SEC Media Days featured the University of Georgia, Auburn, Tennessee, and of course, University of Texas. Today, there will be Alabama, Mississippi State, University of Florida, and the Oklahoma Sooners. We got a chance to talk to our guy, Lance Taylor. We also reached out to Billy Lucci of Texags as he talked about why they did not bring their starting quarterback here on this trip. And we just heard the interview with my one-on-one with Anthony Hill Jr. Coming up in the next segment in just about a minute, you're going to hear from Arch Manning as I got a one-on-one from him. We also got a chance to talk to Coach Sarkisian. You heard Craig's interview earlier, but we'll also play the interview that he had a little bit later. And then, of course, we got the world's strongest tech, but we will get into the home run derby. You heard Lance allude to it, but we'll talk about it. But right now, I got the opportunity to have a one-on-one interview with Arch Manning. And let's just say he's as cool as the other side of the pillow as we take it from Stuart Scott. Well, we've been waiting for this moment. A lot of folks have been waiting on this. We get a chance to sit down with Arch Manning. Arch, this is your first SEC day. How's it been so far?
It's been good. Kept it light so far. Thanks for having me. It's
Yeah,
been fun.
it's not going to be that light. I can tell you that much right now because obviously there's going to be a scrum when you get your chance to go and meet with everybody and have that opportunity. But what are some of the things that you and the team have been working on this offseason going into the football season?
Yeah, for me, just getting to be around these guys and be a leader, vocal leader. That's what I've been working on. Our team's been good. We got a close team, young group. We're really motivated, so we're fired up for the year.
And talk about the Manning camp. Obviously, that's very special to you with your family and everybody that was there. But you got a chance to get some work with some of the guys that are here at the SEC Media Days, and you got to spend some time with some different people. How cool was that?
Yeah, it's cool for me. It's like a family reunion, but but also just spending time around other guys in the same position me around the country. I saw Gunnar Stockton there. And Nuss and all these guys. It was fun getting to kind of pick their brain.
Yep, we're talking to Arch Manning. And Arch, you know, a lot of expectations are coming into this season. Obviously, we don't want to go too deep into that because that's what it is. It's expectations. But what are you doing to keep yourself grounded besides just your family, but also with your teammates?
Yeah, I think just taking it day by day, working hard. And, you know, I think sitting 2 years, I realized that can't take anything for granted. And being in this role, I'm not going to take it for granted. Continue to work hard, take care of my body, my nutrition, eat a lot of pineapples, fruits, and stay ahead of my game.
Well, as you're eating these pineapples and these fruits, I know mentally you're trying to get more engaged. And you mentioned a bunch of times during your previous media availabilities, you talked about what it was like sitting behind Quinn, learning from Quinn, and not only just learning from him, but also from Coach Sarkisian.
Yeah, I've learned so much from both those guys. Quinn, he worked like a pro, whether it was taking care of his body, film study, or handling the media. It was cool to watch him do his thing, and he's been so good to me. I know a lot of the times it's not fun having me as a backup, but he handled it like a pro, and I can still reach out to him whenever I want. So it's been fun learning from him, and then Coach Sark's a genius. So anytime you get to spend 2 years around those guys, you learn a lot.
Yeah, and talking about your new offensive line, a lot of people are talking about that as well. Trevor Gooseby has been unbelievable. Every time I watch him on film, he seems to get better and better. And I know he can dunk a basketball. Are you dunking with him at all?
I can't get up there like him, but I can dunk. But no. Gooseby, we played a little in the offseason. He's a real deal, like shooting threes and everything. He's got a little brother we want to come to Texas too. He's a big time recruit basketball.
Yeah, I've seen Austin play quite a few times. Yeah, he's pretty solid as well.
Smooth.
Yeah. Let me ask you about the wide receiving core, because a lot of people have been talking about the wide receivers. You know, obviously you lost some guys that went to the NFL. They've done some great things, but now this crew with you now has the expectations of doing some special things.
Yeah, we got a good group. We got a bunch of young receivers that I spent some time with in the spring, and then having Demo and Wingo back, the addition of Parker Livingston, Emmett Mosley. It's going to be a fun year. I gotta get them the ball, let them go to work.
Yeah, and you brought a new tight end in as well, Jack, excuse me, and I heard that he has been really lighting it up. I got a chance to talk to Michael Taft earlier, and he was talking about how well he was playing.
Yeah, Jack's a hard worker. We've kind of got to see that the first few weeks he's been here. He's always asking to do extra, and so whenever you have a guy like that as motivated as you as a quarterback to get the extra work in, it's going to be fun.
Now that we're at the point of SEC Media Days, that means that football season is just around the corner. What are you going to do for the last couple of days where you can relax a little bit before you get back on that grind?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really relax much with Coach Beckton. We got a tough workout this Thursday, Fridays. I think it's going to be the toughest of the year. So get through that, hydrate up. But I'll take a few days to kind of get away from football, hang with the family, and then get back to work.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Arch Manning, quarterback 1 at the University of Texas. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Hey, Mark, I know that you really enjoy watching or hearing Arch talk about Coach Beckton and what he's getting ready to do to him. He mentioned it the other day. He said, I just hope I can make it through this run on Thursday.
Hey, man, I know Coach Beckton is giving them the business right now because he's the coach. He's the one that can actually have interaction with all the players right now. And I wish I could go over there and just watch what he does to them. But I can see probably about maybe 5 or 6 gassers after workout. You know, they let them have it.
Yeah, no doubt. And I thought Arch, during that interview, he showed some personality. He showed the ability to he's used to this. He's doing old hat when it comes to being the starting quarterback, believe it or not, even though he hasn't. But you heard it. He's been trained the entire time throughout his career to be set up for these situations. So it was a good interview. It was good interacting with him. Anthony Hill, you heard that interview as well. Craig and I did an interview with Michael Taft. And these guys are professional at understanding the moment, right? They're not going to get too high. They're not going to get too low. They're just going to do the things the right way. And that's why they're representing the University of Texas.
Man, I'm excited, Hardge. Just after being in Atlanta and being around all the energy of everybody's fan bases and talking to all the other, everybody is expecting Texas to win. That's the consensus. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what we got in store for us.
And the takeaway I had from chatting with Arch yesterday, Hardge, is just how good of a kid he is, right? And he's very outspoken. He's got a good personality, good demeanor, and obviously growing up in Manning, I can't imagine what that's like. So he's been used to that, but he carries himself so well, and the pineapples thing is hilarious. And then even after the interview, we get done, and these kids here are all day, and I can't imagine what it's like. You're just going from interview to interview to interview, and you don't know these people, right? You're in front of a camera. You're doing this for SEC Network. You're doing this for Fox. You're doing this for radio and TV. He goes across the hallway to do something for who knows what, some social media thing, and he's clapping his hands. He's like, "Let's go!" He's fired up. He's enjoying it. He's having fun, and you can tell it rubs off on his teammates and the team in the Sark. I'm with you, Mark. And, I'm excited to see what Arch Manning can do, not just on the field, but off the field as the starting quarterback of the University of Texas.
Well, his name carries so much weight.
I think he's smart enough, too, to realize that everybody's talking about the pressure on him, that he's smart enough to realize that he don't have to assume that pressure. that he can rely on what Coach Sark says to get him through and rely on his teammates. He going to lean on that running game, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, whenever you see Mosley and injuries in at the same time, that's going to be the play action package, because that's the one that you got two guys that can really block up downfield, and that offensive line with that crew of 3 or 4 running backs, all of them can go the distance.
Right.
So, he's going to have to lean on that and not get in his head and, I got to throw for 300 and 400 yards a game. I'd rather see him go 250 yards and 3 touchdowns than to have to throw the ball 400 yards a game.
Yeah, I don't think Sark, wants to rely on Arch to do that, right?
No, not at all.
Sark wants to be able to use the run game to his advantage. That's why he's had a 1,000-yard rusher every season here at Texas.
Absolutely, and that's why, and the guy that you brought up, Jack Andrews, was the one that we were talking about when we said Jack's doing a really good job. His name was mentioned a ton throughout this week here at SEC Media Day. So it's going to be an exciting time. Coming up in the next segment, we're going to hear from Coach Sark again, but he's going to also talk about Arch Manning. He's going to talk about the pressures, and he's also going to talk about NIL and what they're doing at this particular moment. Don't go anywhere. The morning kickoff rolls on right here from SEC Media Days in the ATL, shawty, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas fans, the college football season is almost here, and the countdown to kickoff begins with the SEC Media Days. 1300 The Zone has all your coverage from Atlanta. Hear exclusive interviews with Steve Sarkisian and Texas players.
It is a very deep group, and we're excited about them.
And hear from special guests and college football insiders.
If you talk about the whole team, including head coach, definitely provided the most confidence.
Listen on 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Slow traffic this morning on I-35 northbound. If you're going from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon Drive, plan for 10 minutes to be added to your commute due to stop-and-go traffic. There's also some slow speeds on Mopac southbound between Palmer Lane over to Highway 183, as well as an accident at the corner of DeSalle Road and Howard Lane. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
In 20628.
Here's a great deal from Abacus Plumbing. Get a water heater flush or a mainline drain cleaning for only $49 each. That's a professional water heater flush or a mainline drain cleaning for only $49. Abacus. You can count on us.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Having 4 kids in 4 years changed everything, especially our perspective on food.
We started paying closer attention to the things that mattered most, especially the food we were putting on our table.
We wanted better, safer, healthier. And when we couldn't find it, we took matters into our own hands. We started Good Ranchers.
We partner with local farms and ranches right here in the U.S., families who have been raising livestock the right way for generations, hardworking men and women who care deeply about the land, their animals, and the quality of the food they produce.
We're proud to bring their legacy to your table. 100% American beef, chicken, pork, and wild-caught seafood.
And then we make it simple. We deliver it straight to your door.
Because we believe in making it easy for families like ours and yours to enjoy meat you can trust. Food that honors the American farmer. Food that brings people together.
Visit goodranchers.com and use code RANCH40 to get $40 off your first order. Plus, free meat for an entire year.
Goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here in Atlanta, Georgia for SEC Media Days as we continue to roll on. If you've missed any parts of the show, make sure you get over to our podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. But most importantly, get over there to that always free iHeartRadio app. Preset us to make us number one in your heart and number one, just like you do in your car. Cam, what's up, man? How you doing? How you holding up, bro?
Hey, just let the people know. Also, check out our YouTube channel as well. We're going to post all of those interviews, including your sit-down with Arch Manning and Anthony Hill. It'll be on our social media platforms, so make sure you follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. We're going to post all the stuff that we can from this week. It's been a lot of fun. Yesterday was crazy.
Yeah,
we had interview after interview after interview, and then just getting Anthony Hill and Arch Manning. I mean, Mark, I haven't seen Hardge move that fast in my entire life. He was his 40 time came out yesterday, trekking our way over to the holding room to sit down with Arch and Anthony Hill.
Yeah, we had to get over there on the hop, and as we continue to move around, it's been kind of funny because as we do these things, it's you never know what's going on, so you definitely have to make those moves, and that's what we have been able to do. But right now, I want you to hear from Coach Sark. Coach Sark yesterday addressed a lot of different situations and a lot of different conversations, but one of those conversations that he was able to address was the NIL situation, because everybody's been talking NIL. Everybody thinks that Texas has money just to throw around, but there's more to it when it comes to addressing these types of situations. And Coach Sark talked about the NIL itself.
We only have so much money to go around. And so we've got to do a great job evaluating. We've got to do a great job of rewarding those players that are doing it at a high level within our program so that they don't go anywhere else. But we've also got to continue to develop our players as they grow and make sure that our players aren't doing this for the idea of money. And I think sometimes, quite frankly, I think it hurts us a little bit in recruiting, in the fact that when kids come on our campus, one of the first things we do, we don't talk about NIL. We don't talk about NIL or revenue sharing or publicity rights until the very end. And that may hurt us on some kids, but if a kid is coming to Texas for that reason, we don't want them anyway. You know, we want kids that want to be at the University of Texas because of the school, the coaches, the team, the culture, all those things that go into it. And oh, by the way, you can get publicity rights or revenue share, so on and so forth. If you're coming for the other reason, he's probably going to be the guy in 18 months that's back in the portal going somewhere else where they're going to offer him more money. Because I can't offer every player the most money that he might get offered from another school. It just doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark, what was your takeaway from that?
Well, I thought that it's always a nip and tuck type of thing when you have guys that you have to prioritize where you're going to spend the money, where you're going to where you have a need, because sometimes you just have guys already, and the best guy on the board might want to come to Texas, but you can't match it. You can't match it. That's what he just said. I can't match where every player. So,
well, he also said that he understands that we prioritize positions. So if you're playing a certain position and you got to have your hierarchy on where you're going to spend that money, and that's how they find a way to make it all balanced. So it's been interesting the entire time, but also he got a chance to talk about his starting quarterback and how certain things don't seem to be fair in this discussion when you talk about all the people that are putting all the pressure on one Arch Manning. And Sark's like, hey, hold up now. Let's relax a little bit because it's more about the team.
Well, I think that's somewhat unfair to a young man because I do think that, hey, quarterback is the most important position in all of sports. And you guys on ESPN have been talking for 2 straight days about the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. And it's interesting, obviously Pat Mahomes is at number 1 and Jalen Hurts is at number 9. And there's this conversation of why is Jalen Hurts so low? He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He finally won one. Why is he getting knocked down? Because he's on a good team. Well, Arch Manning's on a really good team. We've got good players around him. We've got a good defense. We're good on special teams. He's got skilled players around him. It's not going to be all about Arch Manning. Do I want him to play well? Do I want him to do his job well? Yes, but for us to be as successful as we can be, to try to become champions, we need to play well as a team, and it's not just going to be all about him.
He said that with his chest.
Oh, yeah, and with a lot of, aggression, too.
Yeah, he made sure that people understood what was going on, and let's not always just put it, just like they were doing for a while with Quinn, and in the Sam Ehlinger era, too. Everybody's like, oh, Sam this, Sam that. And it's like, man, if the team don't play well, Sam can play great. But if the team's not playing well, it don't matter. And this defense needs to be talked about a lot more than just the Arch Manning situation. The offense is going to be fine, but that defense is going to be deadly.
I think by the end of the year, sorry, Mark, I think by the end of the year, defense will be the number 1 storyline.
Yep.
Because obviously going in, everyone knows the name Arch Manning. It's gonna draw the most attention, just like Pat Mahomes will. But remember, it was the Chiefs' defense that carried Kansas City to the Super Bowl last season. It was the Texas defense that played a big part in them reaching the college football playoff semifinal. And if Texas goes back to a national championship, it won't be because of Arch Manning. It'll be because of how great the defense was.
100%, and I agree with that. But one person who believes that everything's going to revolve around Arch Manning is one Paul Feinbaum. And Feinbaum got into a little tizzy the other day after Jordan Rodgers, the former Bachelor winner, former quarterback as well, was very critical of one Arch Manning and what his thoughts were. But I'm going to tell you right now, if there's a number 1 fan that is out there, it's got to be Paul Feinbaum.
It's July 14th, and Jordan Rodgers has thoughts. Paul Feinbaum, you might be the leader of the Arch Manning fan club. Your response to Mr. Rodgers?
Listen, Peter, I cheered. My wife and I were Jordan's biggest fans when he won The Bachelorette, but that's where it ends. I really am amused that he's using what Arch did last year. I mean, the whole conversation a week ago was about his potential. I said I think he could be the best quarterback since Tim Tebow. He's not there yet, but I think he will be. And then we'll come back and see how Jordan's doing. Maybe he'll do the senior event for the Golden Bachelorette.
Yes, Golden Bachelor.
He said the Bachelorette.
Yeah, exactly. And then my man said the Golden Bachelor. The golden badge.
Shots fired.
I love it. I love it, though. But, Archmania is running wild. The folks around here, we've talked to everybody here. And if you've seen other people's social media and you've seen our social media, you saw how people were running to the podium to get a chance to see Arch, talk to Arch, get a question in. And
Man, you would have
was
swore Michael Jackson was over there.
right. It was kind of ridiculous, but I think Texas did a really good job of kind of keeping him secluded, so to speak, until it was time for him to shine. But if you go and look at Paul Feinbaum's social media, Paul Feinbaum shakes his hand and then gives this little look at the camera like, I'm so excited to go see Arch Manning. So there's a lot of Arch Manning fandemonium going on right now.
Hey, how about Coach Sark and his team having the back entrances to get in and move around places where you couldn't get to Arch? I mean, it was incredible, man. Like, you couldn't have found the Secret Service. It's kind of like what was going down.
They sent people around early to find out how to maneuver around this new place, because you got to remember, Texas has been here before because of the playoff game. I mean, not the playoff game, but the SEC championship game. So they understood where the ins and outs and back doors and the Houdini disappearing act places were able to happen. So the sleight of hand, what's that movie, Catch Me If You Can?
Oh yeah,
they did. They can catch it.
You can pretty much say that they was practicing on how to keep Arch in the pocket.
Yeah, there you go. That was good, Marcus. We'll let you have that one. But yeah, there were some things that was happening that you always looked at and you're like, man, how did they just pop up over here? Like, you're standing in one spot.
Yesterday and was like, look right there.
I was like, yep, they slide. They slide. They try to make sure that they're not seen, but they can be heard. It's a great time. We're going to continue these conversations throughout the week as we continue to break down what we hear from SEC Media Days. We'll have more from the Texas Longhorns. You'll hear more of that tomorrow. But coming up next, we've got the world's strongest take. What you got, Mark?
Hey, it's top secret information until I release it. And I think it's a combination. I'm gonna put it like that.
Okay, we get a combo pack.
We got half You Suck, and we got half World's Strongest Take.
Okay. Well, you got to stick around to hear what it's going to be. He didn't want to give out too much, and I love it. We'll continue to roll on from Atlanta. Mike Hardball, Hardge, my man Cam Parker, Mark Henry in the studio, Marcus behind the boards. We got Craig Way walking around doing some things, glad handling, making sure he keeps himself busy. But we're doing it all right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
There's a new accident out there to watch out for on Shoal Creek Boulevard at Lamar Boulevard. We still have an accident being cleaned up on Oak Springs Drive at Airport Boulevard. And looking at the drive on I-35 northbound this morning, some bumper-to-bumper speeds making that change from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon Drive, causing a 7 to 8 minute slowdown. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by BetOnline. BetOnline is the ultimate destination for all your sports wagering needs in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-timer, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. Always the largest selection of odds from football, pro and college basketball, hockey to cage fighting. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hardball Hardge here for Covert Ford and Hutto. This July, celebrate freedom in summer with a new Ford from Covert Ford Hutto. Right now, get $12,509 off MSRP on a new 2025 Super Duty F-250 Lariat, or $12,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 F-150 Lariat, 2 legendary trucks with star-spangled savings all month long. Visit Covert Ford and Hutto off of 79 or online at covertfordhutto.com.
The Big Three is back this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Physical and fiercely competitive. Chicago's Montrezl Harrell confronts Dwight Howard in Los Angeles. Then sparks will fly when Glenn Rice Jr. brings his physical game to Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson as Dallas plays Miami. Plus, Detroit and Joe Johnson defend home court, and Houston plays Boston. Basketball the way it's meant to be played. Big Three live on CBS and Vice this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific. Oh, yay, yay!
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight, and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, cloudy early, becoming mostly sunny for your Wednesday afternoon, a high of 95. Tonight's low 73. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Who are the 25 greatest football players to grace the gridiron since the year 2000? Introducing NFL Daily's top 25 players of the last 25 years. Join me, Greg Rosenthal, and an all-star cast of media personalities, including Mina Kimes, Steve Weish, Kevin Harlan, and more, for a look at football's best since the turn of the century. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal, and listen now.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
You heard the beat drop. That can only mean one thing and one thing only. WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, brings you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard. Cam.
What's up, man? What's up?
Man, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Guys, I'm so fired up that I'm going in reverse right now.
I was going to say, did you forget about Marcus?
Oh, yeah. That's Marcus completely out. Poor Marcus. Guys, I'm a little pissed off. I'm just gonna go off and say right now, Marcus, get the ready. Because my take today is about your guy, RG3. Yeah, I said it. And
we need to make sure we post this,
I'm just going to let you know that RG3 sucks. Yeah, he sucks. Guys, RG3 just recently sent out a message about his issues with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And it would have been fine if that's where he would have left it. But he retweeted and resent out a meme that had Angel Reese as a monkey. Like it, maybe 1,000 people saw it. But when he posted it, millions of people saw it.
Yep.
And it became a thing. And in his apology for retweeting it and re-putting it out there, he basically contradicted himself and said, well, I talked to somebody in Angel Reese's camp that confirmed to me that she hates Caitlin Clark. Listen, man, athletes don't like each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are people that if they were on fire Hardge, I wouldn't pee on them to put them out. And for him to go on and do what he did and bring light to something that's so racist and so hateful and so disrespectful, it made me look at him differently. And I feel like all the athletes, if you look on social media right now, all the athletes are going, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? You're not a woman, one. If the beef is with the women, let the women have the beef. Why do you have to be in it? Corny, like he just one of these corny, no good, self-hating people that I just can't deal with. And I think Shaq Diesel said it best when he made his comments.
Speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese and punch in your face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates us. So what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. If he hates her, so what? Mind your business. Like, I don't mind you doing your job as anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm punching your face.
Well, Shaquille said it better than I could, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to have some troubles, Hardge. He's going to have some trouble with other athletes around the world in every genre. What say you?
Oh, I 100% agree. I've been trying to avoid this situation as much as I possibly can, but I'm glad you put this in your take today because of the fact that it is very disrespectful for RG3, who is, like I've said before, and I've said it again, he's from the 254, but he is one of those dudes that when you see him, it's on sight because he thinks he's walked around with this persona that he's better than everybody else. I remember the fact that when they gave him the trophy, not the trophy, they gave him a statue at Baylor. He kept waving the fans on. They were trying to get the thing moved on, but he kept waving them on because he was self-gloating because he got a statue at Baylor. I've never been a fan of the way that he goes about his business. I tried to give him some support because obviously when people get let go from their jobs and things need to change, there's a way to try to help them out and support them out. But now he's crossed the line. He's gone too far in the disrespect of a young lady that you have no business dogging out because you're not in that arena. Our job is to be able to talk about things. I get it. We have to address certain things, but there's a way to go about it with some tact and some couth about you. And he did nothing but ruin his reputation amongst our community, amongst the media community, and amongst those that understand how to play the game. And he's playing the game foul right now.
Hey, Hardge, if he thinks for 1 second that him being self-hating and not liking his skin is going to influence our white counterparts, he is wrong. They're looking at him as a weak link.
Yep.
And every athlete around the world of color is going to banish him. He's going to be a footnote in history because he ruined my world's strongest tape. I couldn't even muster up the right words. I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm angry, Hardge. I didn't want to do nothing fun.
Well, like you said, he's put himself in a situation to where the people that are, like I said before, that are trying to support him in his time is now on the other side of the conversation and the other side of the aisle, and the disrespect in which he put on Angel Reese. Look, if you don't like her, you don't like her, but you don't have to degrade her or do something like that. As you said, put the monkey face out there for other people to consume. As you said, it came from a weak person that did it, but now it got even more blown up because it was a person like RG3 who is popular, that now has addressed it with other people. I'm sorry I got an emotional world's strongest take, but hey, that's what the take needs to be. It don't have to be fun. It can be strong.
The G14 classification disc, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why he can't move around like that. Shaq say, I'm her protector. Coming up, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. But first, home run derby finished kind of crazy, and I kind of liked it. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, from SEC Media Days in the ATL, shouty.
The college football season is almost here, and the countdown to kickoff begins with the SEC Media Days. 1300 The Zone has all your coverage from Atlanta. Hear exclusive interviews with Steve Sarkisian and Texas players, and hear from special guests and college football insiders. Listen on 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
There's a new accident out there to watch out for on Shoal Creek Boulevard at Lamar Boulevard. We still have an accident being cleaned up on Oak Springs Drive at Airport Boulevard. And looking at the drive on I-35 northbound this morning, some bumper-to-bumper speeds making that change from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon Drive, causing a 7 to 8 minute slowdown. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. Scott and Stacy, the same great folks behind Kangaroo, are the folks who bring you Koala Cooling and plumbing. You ever hear the saying, JB, the dog days of summer? Do you know what it actually means?
It means you can't go outside. You want to stay in your air-conditioned home is how I interpret that.
True, but it actually has history with astrology, the ancient Greeks, and the dog star constellation. Hey, that's great to know, but right here on planet Texas, I just know it's hot, right?
Yeah, we hit triple digits in May, and I know we have hit triple digits in September. That's a long stretch. You want to get your home checked out and qualified.
Yeah, you don't want your AC breaking down on the hottest days of the year. So go ahead and get the team from Koala Cooling to come out and take a look. Like JB said, get your AC qualified. Call them today at 512-759-8800.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. You're busy. So Leaf Johnson Ford has made it simple. Pick yours at leafjohnsonford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leaf Johnson Ford. Leaf Johnson Ford has made buying a new Ford simple.
Take me out to the ball game.
Book a stay out of town.
Book a spa package and lounge by the pool.
The kids agree that this trip really rules.
So we'll book an apartment with space for the whole family. And it's 1, 2, 3 clicks away to your perfect Booking.com stay.
The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Official accommodation partner of MLB.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CHART to 321321. CHART to 321321. CHART to 321321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Uncork bold flavor for less. It's the big Bordeaux sale at Specs this month only.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
What a great couple days here in the ATL as we find a way to make it back to Austin, Texas. Make sure you tuned in to the Craig Way Show. A lot of great interviews will be on the telecast today. And always catch us up on the always free iHeartRadio app. One of the things that we didn't get a chance to talk about this time is the fact that Major League Baseball had its draft the other day, and Texas Longhorns got a chance to get drafted. There's some good news and bad news, obviously, with that. Good news is you get to hear some of those players' names called, but you also are going to lose a lot of those players. Gavin Fine was the first one off the board, prospect. He was the number 12 pick by the Rangers. Casey Cunningham was number 18 pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Max Ballou, who is going to end up signing, I'm sure. A couple other players. Jalen Flores went a little bit later. Jared Spencer went. Luke Dodson, one of the transfers that were coming to the University of Texas. Rylan Galvan went in the 13th round. Caleb Freeman is a name that a lot of folks were looking to come to the University of Texas, but he's already signed. He was coming in the transfer portal. He's already signed with the Chicago White Sox, so that's somebody that's going to be off the board. Grayson Saunier, he had got drafted. We don't know what he's going to end up doing. So there's some guys that are going to end up not being on the 40 acres, but of course, coach is already making some moves to try to fill up a lot of those spots. Also, last night during the All-Star game, we saw our first swing off to end a All-Star game. Normally, if the game was tied, from what I understood, there was no pitching left for the NL, so they were deciding that they were done with it, but they also decided that we're not going to put the ghost runner on second, where you just start with the international rules. We used to call it the international rules for select baseball, but some people call it the Texas ender, whatever. But the bottom line is they ended up having a swing off, and this is what it sounded like for Kyle Schwarber.
Through you, Schwarber in the air to center field, headed towards the wall, and dead center. That's huge for the National League. They're within one. So there you go. He said if he could get it on his first swing, and he did. Oh, Schwarber's in the All-Star game. Oh, tied at 3. That's MVP material if he gets a third one right here. This guy, if he stopped playing, he'll be a softball superstar. Pretty darn good baseball superstar. AL rallied in the game. NL has rallied in the swing. With the hat trick! Look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is correct. What was your thoughts about that, Cam, when you saw it?
It's awesome. I think it's fun. It brings a new fun element to the game. Like, we're always trying to figure out of new ways to, recreate all-star games, right? It feels like the NBA and the NFL are doing something different every single year. But the MLB, for the most part, has kept it the same every season. It's why I believe it's up there with the NHL now in terms of the most fun all-star weekend.
Yep.
And they did a great job last night. A lot of fun. A fun way to end it. So shout out to the MLB for coming up with this. And shout out to Kyle Schwarber. That was an incredible display.
Mark, what were you thinking? You wanted a dance off, you said?
Want a swing off.
A swing off.
I thought they was like the Chicago swing dance. So I didn't know what they were talking about. No, but I mean, when it's a tie and you look at it, how did that affect the gambling situation for people?
No, it's still win. It's still win and loss. Still win and loss.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, whoever had that line is still getting that line. You end up winning it, and it was a fun way to end it, because you start looking at it. The National League didn't even have to use Pete Alonso, who had hit a home run during the game, and he's a former home run derby champion like Kyle Schwarber. So they had the right people in the right spots to be able to win whatever way necessary. So it was a fun weekend. You look at what happened with the futures game, the draft, the Major League draft happened this weekend. You had home run derby, and of course you had the All-Star game last night. And tonight you have the ESPYs on ESPN. Mark, you told me before that you've been to the ESPYs, right?
I have twice.
Man, is that a fun event?
It is, man. I don't know if I've ever had as much fun. My wife and I went the first year that I went, and then I went by myself the 2 years later. but man, you had big time stars performing, as well as very comedic. Peyton Manning was the MC.
The host. Okay.
And man, he was so funny, man. Like it's one of the star-studded events of sport.
When Peyton hosted, he had that line about KD and Westbrook because it was right after Durant left for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Right. And he threw some shade at KD, and then Russ, and the camera panned to Russell Westbrook, and he was trying to act like mad, but you could tell deep down he was laughing his butt off. Peyton did a fantastic job. I'm excited for Shane Gillis. I'm curious to see how many digs does he get, a little risky with it?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like Norm Macdonald, or does he, go a little bit, take it easy on some of these guys? I'm looking forward.
I've been around Shane Gillis. Everything is risky.
Yeah. Hey, his Nick Saban beef,
Yeah.
that he did not shy away from the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, it is a fun event, and I'm hopefully one day Mark can get us there. I mean, he gets us everywhere else,
Seriously.
so why not try to get us at the ESPYs one time, man?
I'll effort us getting there.
Yeah, I appreciate you efforting us. Well, speaking of efforting us, who do we have tomorrow in the Legends of the Locker Room segment?
Well, we actually will not be able to have Bun B on. We're going to have Trennis Jones is going to, come and give us
Austin FC update.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
And connect us with another person who actually is involved in getting this deal done in the first place. So we're going to have quality people on the call tomorrow.
All right. I love it. And we'll both be back in studio, so I'm excited to get back home and relax. But I had a great time in Atlanta. I want to thank Craig Way for doing a great job. As always, make sure you listen to the Craig Way Show this afternoon, 2 to 5. If you're not going to be able to see it online, make sure you're streaming it on the always free iHeart app. My man Cam did his thing up here in the ATL. Mark, appreciate you. Sorry for your loss. The fans were praying for you and your family, and I pray that everything gets better for you, brother. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Marcus and for us in the ATL. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back in studio tomorrow. But just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Have a great day. Peace.